Now I get to welcome you more officially just to what it is that we hope that we're going to be able to start the journey for some of you and continue the journey for others. My team knows that when I'm tasked with figuring out what we're going to do in this session of our Bringing Hope celebrations, I wait on the Lord. And the last two times we did this, it was fingerprints of God, and it was clear as day that's what I was going to do. This year, he took a little time, a little more time than I thought. We were getting closer and closer, and I said, Lord, what are we going to talk about? And it was silent for a long time. And then one evening, he said, well, it's clear. Building momentum is your theme. Because as you think about what it is that has been happening for the last 9 years since we started this journey way back at the beginning of time in 2016, there's been tremendous building of momentum. And as you all know, momentum is a force that starts small and grows big. And I don't know exactly where we are on that journey, but I can assure you that the momentum that exists today is phenomenally larger and growing faster, a flywheel spinning more rapidly than it has ever before in Talenton's experience. I recognize that in this audience, there are people that have traveled this journey with us from the beginning. Peter and Monique, our very first investor, Dana Wichterman and her husband, Bill. Yeah. The people that were willing to be catalytic at the very first stage and said to this group of us, Harry and John and Iris and I were together at the beginning of Talenton, and they said, you're going to do what? You're going to invest in Africa and get my money back? You're going to create how many jobs? You're going to create a fund? Nobody, for the most part, believed in that. But there was a core group of catalytic investors that said, we're going to make that happen. So for some of you, this will be a repeat. You'll know where you came into this part of the journey. But there are so many of you here tonight that this is really your first opportunity to talk to others, to meet in person, to be part of the Talenton family. And I hope you will just take great joy in the community that is surrounding you right now, because it's a truly special blessing to just have time with this group. But I need to help those of you that are new get a bit up to speed. Is why are you here? So I'll go back in time and say, how did we get to Talenton? And if you look at the mission statement on the slide before you, our mission to honor God by helping people lift themselves from poverty through impact investing in Christ's name. That's a sentence, but there's so much more in it that says, what is it that grounds what we're doing? Our vision is bold. We want to mobilize capital with faith to impact thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, nay, even more. Jobs, communities, hope, lives. But behind the numbers, which I could stand here for a long time, I went to Wharton and HBS. After all, I have some disabilities I'm still trying to recover from. It turns out that stories tell what the Lord is doing in Africa better than the numbers do. And I want to share a few stories, and tonight I'm not going to share 4 fabulous stories, because you're going to hear from 4 fabulous leaders. That you're going to have a chance to hear from Kara, and you're going to hear a chance from Bo, and you're going to hear from Eileen, and you're going to hear from David, and you're going to be wowed by what the Lord is doing through those 4 business and the amount of momentum that they are propelling us with. But I want to share just a little bit of a touch of momentum in action. You see, because at this conference a year back, as we will do on Tuesday, we ended with a season of prayer. Every table had leaders around it, and we surrounded the leaders and we prayed for things. Well, 2 of those prayer requests from a year ago were that Kajani would get approval from those that are needed to give verification to to allow their carbon credits to be sold for a lot more money, which may sound like a business thing, but a lot more money means a lot more farmers have the opportunity for the impact that Bo and his team are doing. And that prayer request from more than a year ago, but echoed here, came to fruition 10 days ago, and the external Vera Accountability gave the approval to transform the lives of tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of farmers in Uganda. And a year ago, you all started joining us in prayers for Kintegra, where David and the team at Kintegra have been praying that the regulators in Europe would, can I say, get off their duffs, would do what they're supposed to do and give them the approval to allow them to sell pyrethrum, an organic pesticide that you'll learn a lot more about tomorrow, but by selling many, many more tons of pyrethrum, tens of thousands more farmers would benefit by what it is that Kintegra was doing. I think we at Talenton started praying with them that prayer about 18 months ago. It may have been longer. Their CEO, Brian, who was with us, joins us on every prayer call every 6 weeks, and the prayer every 6 weeks, and on our investor prayer calls every 6 weeks. Where's Kintegra? And Bringing Hope was coming. You're here. Well, guess what happened on Friday? Kintegra got the approval. So for those of you that don't know the backstories, you don't know how much that will change how many thousands of people's lives. But David will share more eloquently than can I what that means. Well, about a month back, I think it was early September, I was meeting with a prospective investor, and he asked me a question that may be a question on the minds of some of you here. He said, David, does Talenton do risk-return investing, or are you more spirit-led? And I warned you I like stories instead of numbers. So I wanted to just fill you in with that story a bit so that you'll understand where this comes from and where it fits into this chart that you see up here beneath what it is that we're doing at Talenton. While we were founded in 2018, the goal of what we try to do is to mobilize faith-driven capital, now $47 million of it, to invest in companies like the 4 that you have here, 17 of them at the moment, to create jobs, to bring hope and transform lives. 109,000 people with jobs have been impacted across the 17 companies that we have here. We have a 15-person world-class team. So that's what the investor knew, prospective investor knew when he asked me this question about, are we risk return or spirit-led? And I'm going to take you to the story of Long Miles Coffee. That was the person that Kathy just read, Ben Carlson, a navigator, trained missionary who John met by coincidence at a global conference. Now, when I had to answer this investor's question, I said, let me tell you a little bit of the story, the backstory of what happened with Long Miles Coffee. You see, the Talenton team thought we were pretty smart. And we thought if we're going to invest in Africa, there's a certain set of countries that we're going to invest in. Kenya, Rwanda, Uganda. Board approved, that's where we're going. And then the Lord said, no, Burundi. And I said, Lord, you don't understand. You guys don't do this, but I'm a little bit slow. And I said, Lord, see, in Burundi, you can't get money out, so you can't invest. We're not a charity anymore. We're an investment fund. So if you just bless our work in Kenya, Rwanda, and Uganda, we'll get about what we're trying to do. And the Lord said, I'm going to Burundi. So our team said, I guess we're going to Burundi. How do we do this? Well, it turns out that there's a Mauritius holding company, and they could sell their coffee globally. We could invest in the Mauritius entity, get our investors paid back, and start our work in Burundi. Now, what I didn't know at the time was that Burundi was the poorest country on the planet. That year, 2019, the income per capita in Haiti was 7 times higher than the income per capita in Burundi. The Lord was leading us to invest in the poorest country in the world, in the poorest region of the poorest country in the world. And oh, I forgot to tell you guys that mission statement that we drafted doesn't end with the parable of the talents of Matthew 25, because the next parable in Matthew 25, Jesus teaches, whatever you've done for the least of these, you've done for me. So the Lord was giving us the poorest place on the planet to allow us to put the two parts of Matthew 25 together in order to invest, to serve the least of these. That partnership today has quadrupled in revenue. So for those of you with sharp pencils, 4 times revenue and profitability, that's good. That company in Burundi now has 7,726 farmers, and the family's income are 7 times higher on average than they were back then. And in August of this year, that little company had 12,804 kids in Vacation Bible School, all of whom got books, all of whom have hope for a brighter future because they stay in school. The schools in that part of the country were the worst in the nation, and now they're ranked number 1, and the teenage pregnancy has dropped by 90%. Why did the Lord send us to Burundi? He knew that. We didn't. So, are we spirit-led or risk-return? I think the answer is yes. So for any of you that have the question, the answer is yes. So let me fast forward. Let me bring you up to just this year. Actually, a year ago here, we were just starting a journey to say, Lord, what are you calling us to do next through Talenton? And the Lord was leading us to launch a new fund, a private equity fund, in order to support these companies that are creating so many jobs with equity, not just debt capital. And the Momentum Fund was the answer for what he has allowed us to develop. Oops, I'm going the wrong way in my slides, in my cards. That won't help. The Momentum Fund, the details of what it is that we're doing through the new fund is that we created this private equity structure. We went around soliciting support, and on July 15th, we closed our first close with $11.1 million toward a $20 million total. September 4th, we called capital. 21% of the capital was called, and on Friday was an important day, not just your birthday, by the way, David. We sent our first investment out of the Momentum Fund, and MoCo was our first investment for the Momentum Fund. So that's the momentum that we're seeing. So thank you, Eileen, for allowing us the opportunity to partner with MoCo in what you're doing. It's what momentum looks like. Let me just give you another perspective. I said I like stories, and the opportunity to just tell you some of the stories of what's going on outside of the 4 that you'll hear tomorrow is that of Byrne Manufacturing. Byrne's a company that is dealing with a problem that is almost unimaginable, and I'm in particular going to speak to all of the ladies with us tonight. You see, there's 1 billion people in sub-Saharan Africa that still cook over open fires. You can ask any of our Africans with us, Michelle's families back home in Kenya, 1 billion people. Now, that may not sound like much, but ladies, let me tell you what that means for the women. They get to go gather wood and spend a lot of time doing so. They get to have open fires that have smoke that affects the health of everybody in the family. They have fires that do damage because they get out of control and people are killed because of open fires. But what did Byrne do? They developed the most cost-effective, efficient cook stoves on the planet. Their solutions are 75% more efficient than anything else. That company that we thought was already doing a great job when we first invested in 2022 with a few 100,000 stoves, this year will do more than 2 million cook stoves. That company has a workforce that has quintupled in that time period to 3,400. The stoves are sold in 9 countries, assembly plants in 4 of them, and this year they will exceed $50 million in revenue. That's what momentum looks like when supported by the right kind of capital in order to make a difference. That's faith in action. That's what it is that Talenton wants to see happening time and time and time again. It's these kind of stories with those kind of results. And yes, they're financial results on revenue and profitability, but it's also the impact on lives. What we want to do is to make sure we're having an opportunity to invest wisely so that your and others' capital is used well, people can flourish and communities can thrive, and God is glorified. We believe work brings dignity, jobs bring stability, and flourishing spreads through families, churches, and communities. And that's done through business and investing that generates impact and returns in order to transform all of these lives. We're not just about ROI on capital, it's about that kind of faith in action. And what we want to do is make sure we're building the momentum together. Everything that I've been sharing isn't what Talenton is doing. It isn't what our wonderful clients are doing. It isn't what our investors are doing separately. It's what all of us get to do together in order to make this happen. And moving forward, we have something that we call a BHAG. Who here has heard of BHAGs? Jim Collin? Right? How many of you have heard that it's a big, holy, audacious goal? It's not a big, hairy, audacious goal. It's big and bold because we believe the Lord is calling us collectively to impact 1 million jobs by the end of the decade. 1 million jobs. It's holy because it comes from God. It's God's heart for his people that he wants to see lifted up out of desperate poverty. It's audacious because we can't do it alone. It's going to take a family to make this happen. And it's possible because momentum is already building, and with momentum, the Lord can do amazing things. So what does that mean for us here tonight? It means that I hope that everyone here is going to lean in, learn, ask questions of your neighbors, the clients, the other investors. Let's make sure that this is a learning opportunity over the course of these several days together to see what it is that the Lord's teaching us. Engage with others in this community. Worship as a family. We thoroughly enjoy that. And then the questions that I like to do when I come to a conference is, Lord, why am I here? I hope you'll all be asking that question, Lord, why am I here? And what do you want me to do next? Oops. So ask those questions of yourself, and then imagine with me, wouldn't it be fun to be part of a community that created 1 million jobs by the end of the decade? So 1 million people with lives transformed, 1 million communities strengthened, 1 million stories of hope. That's our vision. That's our calling. And we're here with the Bringing Hope celebration because we think the way to point people toward hope for a brighter future is by just joining the Lord where he's at work and watch what he's going to do. So thank you all again for joining us tonight, and I hope you're thoroughly going to enjoy our time together.